I'm here. Nice and quiet.
You have my ear, Casita.
Ah, Watcher. Good. You have arrived. I would like to know why you have not yet dispatched Benwith. Do you think it wise when you wish to forge allegiances in this harbor? Then I will trust you to do just such. What weighs on your mind in this moment, Casita? Come, let us share a fact.
You must gather your party. Fresh fruit, vegetables, dried goods for long voyages. I got it all right here. What can I stock you up with today?
Andra's gills. There's no hope. That was a disaster of epic proportions if ever I directed one. A typhoon couldn't have cleared out our audience faster. What's wrong? I'll tell you what, everything. My troop's coming apart at the seams. We're short on cash, we're low on people, and we've run plumb dry on enthusiasm. We haven't drawn a decent crowd in more than a fortnight. And it ain't like pirates are hard to please. That's how you know the show really stinks. But I think I know what the problem is. We've got a lack of flair. If only I could hire more talented performers, I just know my play would take off.
My old captain was a drinker from the day he was born to the day he died. Always rail thin. He wound up with a wooden leg, 26 ships and a billion...
My good sir, hello. Whatever might I do for you? I'm certain there's no need to tell you, observant as you no doubt are, that I am an act stage, tavern, street corner. They are as much my home as where I lay my head at night. So, I travel Aora, looking for opportunities to share my gifts with the grateful masses, wherever that may lead me. The common folk do so love an actor. We bring mystery and excitement to their otherwise dreary lives. Yes, you could say we're doing the gods' work. It's quite difficult, you know, living as I do. On occasion, foolish folk will take my act for reality. I've thrice been run out of a town for impersonating a foreign dignitary. Damn fools don't understand the blistering wit of my satire, I tell you. I had to learn to protect myself as a result, though I must admit, what martial skills I've got aren't of use for much more than fighting off wolves or throttling a thief with designs on my satchel. Thank the gods, I hardly ever need to use them. I could talk myself out of nearly anything, you know. Well, thank you. I must say it's gratifying to be recognized for one's talents. All things being equal, I'd much rather recite a sonnet than swing an axe, but a man's got to make his way in the world any way he can. May luck accompany you on the road, my friend.
Praises a woe, doves, for coming. Horizon is a seaside ruin.
Welcome to the treasure trove, sailor. Anything in my trove catches your eye, you let me know.
My folks said I'd never amount to anything.
Ah, I see your plan.
You have my ear, Casita.
You ask too much.
Can I ask you something personal?
Makera, do not hold back, my friend.
You sure? Sometimes I ask things to get people riled. Without meaning to.
Well, if it riles me up, divided attention.
All right. Is there any kind of ocean critter I shouldn't be eating in front of you?
Do not leave me in suspense, I say. Have you found Matario Cozy? If you have questions, the royal brother will hear you. Do not leave me in suspense, I say. If you have questions.
Shortage. Are the Raparu not fed the leavings of the Kwaru and Mataru? It is no wonder how Delver's Row won the love of my people, I say, by feeding them when we could not. Find us solutions instead of old problems, I say. Ikira, if one framed it that way, I will dredge up the resources to feed the Raparu if the meat must come from my own body. The work of keeping pace with our rivals. There is no end, I say. If you have more to say, I am not above listening. Ikera, both topics I know well. My sister would say that Ukaizo is the birth canal of the tribes, and we are destined to return and discover ourselves again. Ask Onikaza if you would know more. She is the family historian. I am the family arsenal. It is the same in the city as anywhere in the Deadfire. Mataru judge our souls at birth and organize us for the survival of the tribe. I am not the first to say it, but Nekataka has more walls than beaches, more roads than clearings, and more people than fish. Nowhere in the city does a Raparu sit around the same fire as a Mataru. Nekataka tests our traditions, I say. What man or woman of the Isles does not? Our ancestors built this place. We are the hermit crab who occupies a fallen shell. It is for my sister and her priest to judge the fit. Akira, as the largest and most prosperous of the Deadfire tribes, the Kahanga have some authority to speak for the others. I say Onikaza and I are large stones in a tide pool, standing tall as the water rises to our necks. My sister has mastered the diplomat's tongue, and I am foolish to give her frustrations a loud voice. But Ikera, I pray every day that Ngati tests the outsiders against her tallest waves and longest serpents. It is the same in the city as anywhere in the Deadfire. Mataru judge our souls at birth and organize us for the survival of the tribe. I am not the first to say it, but Nekataka has more walls than beaches, more roads than clearings. Nowhere in the city. Ikera, we agree on much, I say. The prosperity of the Huana, our burden to appease the gods. In the trading companies, Onikaza sees Worika testing us, weighing who deserves the Isles. I see Ngate sending...
A Tepu, drawer of maps. I have nothing to sell unless you are needing something else. There is not a Huana in all of the Deadfire who does not take to the open water hoping to catch a glimpse of the lost Ukaizo. If I could walk the beaches of our ancestors, take a fleeting glimpse of what they left behind, mine would be a life well lived. I recently had the pleasure to rediscover, if I am honest, one of the lost sanctuary islands. I was surveying the waters around an atoll when a storm dragged my ship off course. The waters were unknown to me. When a green fleck appeared in my spyglass, I unfurled my sail. The shore twisted around itself, confusing even this old navigator until I found myself at the center. I did not make it far up the beach before I spotted signs of habitation. Marking my coordinates and orienting myself by the evening sky, I made for Neketaka to tell the crown of my findings. Death. I did not mean to frighten you. These islands have known great tragedy, and millennia have passed in cheerless silence. Should you land on a sanctuary isle, do not expect to find welcome. Our ancestors marked off specific islands across Deadfire as rallying points in case a great misfortune split up the tribes. Even they could not have guessed how important the isles would become. Some thousands of years ago, volcanoes, storms, and quakes shook the archipelago. Any one of those do happen, but never with such ferocity or all at once. The Juana survived by taking shelter on the Sanctuary Isles to save our society, and not just any one tribe. Since those days, we have not found any of the old Sanctuary Isles. Ngati took some beneath the waves, taking whole tribes with her. Others were lost to time and forgetfulness. I am told that the Wahaki are protective toward the Isles, but that is their business. Understand, the Deadfire was broken. The lives lost could not be counted, and more has been forgotten than may ever be remembered. Imagine how much history we lost in a single year, much less the millennia that followed. Whatever our people hoped for themselves, we may never know if we got it right or wrong. Ah, if we must. The same thing we all hope for. Answers to the long silence that precedes our history. Who we were could tell us who we are. But if I am being selfish, maps, charts. Our ancestors were keen explorers, and a roll of their parchment could teach us more than what we have gathered in the last century. I will not deny curiosity. Go on then.
Well, I prefer something with a little more stabbing.
So the crown granted your master an audience. How did it go?
Kara, it went tempestuously. My master says the outsiders have been given too many concessions. Those days are over.
We are built to weather challenges. Not just the Juana, but you and I.
When the dust has settled, we must settle somewhere away from this city.
I would like that.
The belly of the great eel. delight in touching exotic... Zakera?
Me? I suppose. Much as...
Far from these shores lies a garden of anemone. What say we go together?
Oh, if that's those things that tickle your hands, I'll put the whole Aethys mission aside right now.
We can summon the guards if you want to be difficult, amico. Kindly...
I see your plan.
Eccosi. You have business here. You are in luck. The governor is between meetings. Go on.
The Watcher. From the palace, yes? You made quite the impression on the Cantonese. He went on for ages. Welcome. Make yourself comfortable. I am Lueva Alvari, Governor-in-Residence of the Valiant Trading Company here in Nekataka. What brings you to my door? The Royal Deadfire Company's outpost, yes? Director Castol has some interest in that place, I understand. You will find him upstairs. Was that all? They speak the truth. A watcher is welcome in these times. Under different circumstances, I'd write up papers for an emissary's posting, no? But we have a situation that needs immediate attention. How much do you know about the Luminous Adra trade? Yes, they warned me you had some interesting notions. Let's just say he isn't alone then. Every viable deposit is of interest to us. Cartographers, surveyors, at any moment we have a dozen expeditions underway. Some weeks ago, we received word of a large quantity of luminous adra on a distant island. Pukukahara. It is not charted on any of our maps. However, Pukukahara is said to neighbor the island of Tikawara, and we've already made contact with the natives there. We dispatched an expedition to Tikawara with instructions to locate the Adra site and determine its value. Our people have neither returned nor sent any word on their progress. We are too long delayed, and someone must finish the job. A watcher can determine if there is essence in the Adra, if it is worth the trouble and investment to remove it. Information for which we are willing to pay. Gelade, I will mark Tikawara on your map. We have had no real trouble with the villagers in the past, but I always recommend caution. This will be of some use to you, I think. It entitles you to act as a commissioned agent of the Valiant Trading Company. Present it and you will be recognized as such. Until then, I believe we are finished. Return here once you have word of our agents and our prize. Oh, and take care upon the open sea. There are greater hazards in these waters than a few pirates.